Good morning, guys. My name is Phil. Welcome back to Miranda Detailing, and welcome back to another weekend wash. Now, this weekend wash is going to be a little different because, well, we have some other things happening here at the shop. Guys, if you're enjoying videos like this, and I hope you are, consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss stuff. Now, let's get into it. We have a customer's vehicle here. Now, I have not done the video on this one yet. This is a Ram TRX that came in for a new car prep and ceramic coating, and we put crystal serum light on it. It actually already has PPF over the entire thing. It's fully wrapped in PPF. But of course we did the full wash process, and I think we needed to do just a little bit of light polishing because it had a little water spot issue on the PPF, but that all came out great, and we coated it. It's been, I think, maybe 3 weeks. I gotta check now, maybe even a month. But what we're gonna do today is just do a simple basic wash on it, like just a little maintenance wash on it. And it does need the hood coated because there was some vinyl on the hood that got a rock chip in it and got messed up. So he brought it back, got that fixed, and then he brought it back here. But you know, I'm so booked up, I only had the weekends to do some work. And it's a little unusual. I usually don't work on the weekends, but you know what? This is a great customer of ours, and it's just the hood that we have to coat now, and it's going to be super easy. We're just going to wash the whole vehicle. We're going to see how the coating is doing on the paint, the plastic, you know, on the PPF and all of that, and then pull into the garage, dry it, put an application of C2V3, and of course over the rest of it, but then I'm going to just panel wipe and coat the hood with crystal serum light. So we have that, and this garage door right here is going. Finally got it sold. Person's coming tomorrow to pick up this whole garage door, so I need to dismantle it completely and start framing in our French doors for the detail lounge. So all of that and possibly more. Let's get started. Now, if you guys have ever wondered about the equipment that we use, I know I get some questions about our camera and our audio and all of that. Let me just give you a quick overview of what we are using currently. This is a Canon M50. It's got a lot of accessories on here, a lot of stuff. This camera is actually pretty small in itself, but I upgraded and got this really nice cage, and you can attach all these things. So I got a nice handle, a nice wooden handle. We also have a grip on the top here, and it allows you to attach a lot of things on here. So we also have this new microphone. It's a wireless mic system. This is really cool. Let me tell you about this little system here in case any of you are interested. So I actually received this little system from a company, and they just sent this to us. Let me turn the light on here. They sent this to us and just wanted us to try it out and, you know, review it for them. I don't do typical, you know, reviews anyway, mostly, you know, because I think a lot of reviews are biased anyway, whether they're paid or unpaid. I'm not getting paid for any of this, but they did send this to me for free. This system is really nice. I have been using the Rode Wireless Go 2, and this system is amazing. Very similar, you know, quality and build as this one. The cool thing is with this whole pack comes out. Let me disengage this. You'll probably hear the difference already in audio, but this whole system will come out, and you just plop it in here and it charges, and it comes with two systems. I have one of these already in my pocket. It's the same build as this little guy here, this little tiny device you plug your lav mic into. They synchronize super quick, and it tells you the readout here, so you can control both modules, and you'll see them on here. Oh, there's mine. It just picked up. Probably just noticed the audio again just changed. I switched it over to this. Awesome little device, and this just goes right on the cold shoe here or the hot shoe in the camera, but you can place it anywhere and plug it in right to the camera, directly in. I had to adjust, you know, the sound until I got it just right, and then in post, while editing, I can also amplify the sound, make it sound a little bit better. But really impressed with this little thing. So I'll have a link to it down below. This one is from a company called Hollyland, I think this is called the Lark. Yeah, the model is the Lark 150. And I have to say, it's a really nice little system. Now, pros and cons as far as comparing it to the Rode. This is actually slightly bigger. As far as sound quality, I'm not, an expert on sound quality. If it sounds good and crisp and the tone is nice, then that's what matters to me. This charges with little USB cables that I have here. Would have been nice if it had a similar system like this, all encased, because when you're on the road, you charge up the box, and the box itself charges your little devices in here, which is really nice. So nice carrying case. But the beauty of this is that it comes with the program, the app on your computer, whether Mac or Windows, and each of these devices itself also acts as a recording device. So if for some reason the audio on your SD card on your camera gets messed up, you have a backup file on here. You have to engage that. You have to, plug this in and manipulate those settings and make sure that you have those settings turned on. But you'll have basically like I don't know if it's called a safety channel or like a backup audio that's recorded on here, and it saves it in audio files, and you can mess with the type of quality of audio files that you want. So these are awesome. I'm loving these wireless devices. I've had other ones in the past that were okay, but I say Rode is going to be one of the top ones. This one, I say a step down, even though it has some better features. These don't record on their own like the Rode do, so there's no backup feature, at least not that I know of. I've searched. Maybe they'll upgrade that later and put a backup recording on each of these little devices. Actually put a chip in there with memory, and it will record your audio and save it on a separate, file on there. But overall, what do you guys think of the sound quality? I'm really liking it, and I'm really liking the design of this as well. It even has a line out that you can hear your own audio. So, really nice design. I'm loving it, and I'm loving the whole camera system as well. Also, this lens is an upgraded Sigma 16mm 1.4 f lens. Really nice lens. That's why the quality also is really much, much better on our channel as well. So I'm loving this lens. And I had to get an ND filter here that is adjustable, because when I have it full, on full manual here, it allows a lot of light in, and it kind of washes it out. So getting an ND filter like that is adjustable helps with, the input of light. So, hey. So yeah, that's our camera system, if you're wondering, and that's what we use for audio. Let's get to washing this thing. All right, the coating is looking awesome. It is looking so good. Of course, the hood here wasn't coated, and you can see the difference between the hood and the fender where it was coated. The beads are super, super tight. It's amazing. Really, really happy with that. So we're going to dry it, and we're going to mist this onto each panel. The C2V3, this is the maintenance. You can dilute this, but it already has water on it, so I just mist it onto the panel or to the towel and dry the whole vehicle like that. So we're just going to mist it on and dry it with the towel. Easy peasy. Oh, that is nice. So you can apply this to the paint, the plastic, even the glass, everything. It's a maintenance product designed to layer on top of the ceramic coatings from G-Technic. I mean, you can use it for almost any coating, but at least when I'm maintaining G-Technic products, I want to stick with the same line of products. I could top this with any other type of toppers. That's fine. Not to say that you can't do it. That's not a rule at all. I have the C2V3. I have the customer who has crystal serum light on it, so might as well use it. Yeah, that's just personal choice. I also used the G-Wash from G-Technic. So nice, slick wash. Want to mist that towel, please? And these towels also are from G-Technic. These are awesome. Wait, what? Don't spray the other side. I was just showing the
That's what you wanted.
I was just showing it on camera. Oh, wow, that is awesome. That is so smooth and just easy to dry. Now, since I have stuff on the other side, might as well flip the towel. Yeah, this is nice. We love maintaining coated vehicles. It is the best. It's the best. I love it. Beautiful. And still looking amazing. I mean, it really hasn't been long, so it should be. All right, just one mist on this side, please. Maybe one more. Oh, not on my fingers. All right. Oh, it's so awesome. I love that. Just gotta be careful around the little 4x4 symbols. Sometimes it'll grab your towel and snag it. I think it did on this one. Oh, no, I'm okay. I'm gonna use a separate towel for the plastic. Again, that's just me. Doesn't mean you have to do that. I'm doing it on the plastic here, but I don't know, sometimes these areas can get a little bit grungier, so, or I'll just use it at the end. Now I have to get the roof. Oh, and the hood, of course. You can see this plastic was coated, but I didn't coat anything else up here. I will blow dry all of this also and make sure that everything is ready to go to coat the hood. Look, hon, a truck built for you. It's called the T-Rex. It is funny because it's true. All right, so everything is dried, ready now to prep and coat. I'm going to use Meguiar's Surface Prep and wipe down all of the paint and the vinyl here. And what I'm going to do is use two different coatings. Generally, you don't really need to do this. This is optional, but we're going to use G-Technic Halo, which this is designed for PPF and any type of vinyl, matte, gloss, satin vinyl, and PPF. So we're going to use this on the hood here for all of the matte vinyl, and then crystal serum light on the rest of the paint. Now I don't need to do any polishing here. The paint and the PPF is in perfect condition. You don't need to polish PPF if it is brand new, in perfect condition, and even if there were some light scratches on it, not much you can do with trying to polish those out. You don't want to hit it with compound. You can gently polish it with some sort of a light abrasive or non-abrasive polish, just to see if you can reduce some of those light scratches and swirls in the PPF. But generally, if it's in there, it's in there. If you have the self-healing stuff, you just heat it up or hot water. But if it's not, then you're kind of stuck with that. You got to live with it. But remember, the plastic was already done, so I don't need to do any of the textured plastic. And if this gets onto the coating on the paint itself or the plastic, it's not a big deal. Your ceramic coatings are going to be resistant against these types of panel wipes anyway, so don't worry about that. Yes, I know. I need to get a ladder to actually reach the middle of that hood there, because it's even too much for me to be able to get to. There. All right, everything now is panel wiped, ready to go. Now, Halo comes with the little applicator here. Actually, they all come with these little applicators. I'm not a fan of these applicators on the paint. You can use them. It's completely fine. Just personal choice. We actually like to save these for trim. So when my wife is coating all of the plastic trim, this is what she uses, and she likes this the best. You can use little makeup applicators as well, but you know, it's up to you. But let's apply the Halo. Now this is rated at a 2-year, 18 to 24 month coating for vinyl and PPF. Why? I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't use a more heavy duty type of coating. Now you can coat right over this with Crystal Serum Light. That's okay. Or even Crystal Serum Ultra. It's okay. You can actually go right over PPF with that coating, and it's not an issue. This is just designed for it, for those who want to use a specific coating for that specific need. But it's not completely necessary. I don't know, this is probably bugging some people, right? Oh, there we go. I know, sorry, it was bugging me too. I thought it was going to be a cool angle, but it just kind of was annoying. So I have a fresh towel here for my wipe off, just one towel. I'm actually just going to use one towel for the vinyl and one towel for the paint, because it's such a small amount. I don't need to get multiple towels and make a big deal out of it. So what I'll probably do is split this right in half, at least this big portion, and then do this half, and then do this little bit here, and then I'll do the paint. Always a good rule of thumb also is when you first remove the coating, I usually give it a little shake, not vigorous shaking, more of like a stir, you know, swirl it around in there. Use a towel or a Kleenex or something to wipe the tip so there's no crystals up here. You know what? Let's just do this little section first. Whoa, that comes out fast. Goes on wet, obviously. And I'm not going in any specific type of pattern. It's okay if it gets on the paint, it wipes off. Not a big deal. And the paint is PPF'd anyway, so I could actually just use this over the entire thing if I wanted to. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes to show you guys different options. So no hard or fast rule here when it comes to this type of stuff. Just understand what it does, and that's it. It's not really that difficult. So I let it sit for maybe 20-30 seconds. It's a little humid in here. We just pulled it in. I can see it on the paint reacting like Crystal Serum Light. It starts to separate and kind of flash away. At that point, I can already see that. I'm going to go ahead and wipe it. And this is just going to give the PPF or vinyl, especially the vinyl here, the matte vinyl, a very nice, rich, dark look. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Now it's nice and protected. Get any of the excess off the paint or off the PPF, I guess. There we go. Nice, looks beautiful. I really don't see that much of a difference. Yeah. It just looks maybe a little richer, really hard to tell on camera. Now I'm going to grab a separate towel here just to get support, and going to draw it out and crosshatch. Just make sure I get complete coverage. You can tell when you're getting complete coverage on the vinyl because you can just see it. You can go in circles if you want to make sure it's getting complete coverage, and just make sure it's completely covered. That's all. The pattern is not going to make that much of a difference because you're not going to see it. And I have a second towel here I'm just going to use for support, and this already is pretty much done, ready to wipe off. This, I think you can see the difference now. Now that's kind of a 50-50. I'll bring you in close so you can see it. So that you can definitely see the difference. It's now rich, and over here, not as much. So you can definitely see the line here. And it's not just because it's not wiped, it is. That's just what it looks like. It darkens it, makes it look a little richer. So that's pretty cool. And I'm going to get it right onto the lettering here as well. It's just, you know, the lettering in here, I'm not going to bother to use Crystal Serum Light because it's going to get coated with this anyway, so it's fine. And again, it's still all PPF'd, so not a big deal. There we go. Full coverage, we're looking good. So very easy stuff to work with. All right, now we're going to wipe it off, or level it out, whatever you want to call that. It's leveling out the coating, wiping off any residual. Now, this vinyl is clean. It's panel wiped and everything, but it still makes the towels in your applicator turn black. But that is partly due to the chemicals in the coating. So you have a little bit of transfer here and transfer on the little applicator. That's just vinyl. The chemicals in the coating are going to kind of chemically clean the vinyl. So it's not that big of a deal. Don't freak out. Don't think that you didn't clean it properly. I've panel wiped vinyl like this before multiple times and then coated it and noticed it still did that, and I thought, oh, I didn't clean it, so I panel wiped it again and panel wiped it again. It kept doing it. It's just the nature of vinyl. It's pigmented, it's dyed, so the chemicals in the coating, the transfer fluids, basically the solvents, are going to kind of chemically clean and do that. So don't freak out, don't worry about it. Just coat it, wipe it, you're going to be fine. All right, let's move on to the paint. Now the cool thing about Crystal Serum Light is that it doesn't come with any of the dropper tips, you know, on the bottle itself. It does come with its own little glass pipette, and those are fine. You can use those. I prefer to get these little disposable ones. They are basically throwaway. Super cheap, get a bunch of them, and they work great. As usual, I will prime this. I don't have to use a ton here because there's not a ton of paint. Butterfly it. Let's bring you in, and we'll just coat this whole section here. I'm going to go right down the middle first, and then work around all the edges. Again, look, I'm going to go over the plastic and over the vinyl. Not a big deal. It'll wipe right off. And even over the previously coated paint here, if it gets on there, not a big deal. In fact, I want to make sure that I overlap properly, and I'll stop right there at that edge. So I'm just going to do this whole section. All right, fresh towel. Let it do its little separation thing. It's pretty humid in here, so it's actually separating really quickly. Good. That's like ready to go. Very, very fast. It's not going to change the look of the plastic or the vinyl. Man, I love this stuff. So slick. Awesome. Now, am I opposed to using other coatings? No, certainly not. But I am G-Technic certified now, so I can offer their Ultra. I just prefer their coatings. I've used other coatings, and I just keep going back to G-Technics just because they're so reliable, and they work so well. All the vehicles that we've used with G-Technic, they just work incredibly well. I would have gone with CarPro, but to get their CarPro C-Quartz Finest is more difficult to get your hands on and to become certified and all that. You have to jump through a lot of hoops. I just don't have time for that. I just want a coating that works exceptionally well, has great support, which this does, so I'm going to stick with G-Technic. Beautiful. That looks awesome. And that's it. Easy peasy. Done. I'm just going to hit the glass, make sure everything is looking good. But now this will sit overnight, and customer will pick it up tomorrow. All right, time to focus now on the detail lounge. We're going to remove this door. Now, I am no construction expert here. I've just watched lots of videos on how to remove the springs, how to remove these doors properly. So I'm going to go through that procedure and remove all these panels. And since the person is going to be buying it from me, I'm going to put all the nuts and bolts in a box, put everything that I need that's important in a box. This is also going, the motor here, this whole assembly is also leaving. So yeah, let's take this all apart, and we have wood there to frame everything up. We'll see how far we go because we have one little weird issue here that we're going to be dealing with. All right, first step is done. The garage door and opener, gone. The molding around it, gone. Now, I don't need to worry about framing this up to put a door here traditionally because we already have a header up here. When they build garage doors, they have to put headers above here. So this is actually all framed in, ready to go. It's supporting its own weight here perfectly. So what we're going to do is frame this up very simplistically and not to code necessarily. That's not what I'm worried about here because it's all ready to code. It's already built with a giant header in here. So to put a door like this, all we need to do is frame it out to the correct size. It's only going to come out a foot here, about a foot here, a foot on the other side. We're going to insulate it, plywood it, put the weather stuff on it, and I have extra siding and extra bead like this to go around all of it. The one problem that I do have here is you see this slight gradient. It's about half-inch difference, not even, maybe just a 1/4 inch. You know, the 2x4 is going to go right there, and yeah, I mean, I do have a little bit of a slope here. A couple of tricks that I've seen is putting the barrier down here. Of course, this stuff right here. So this is like the flashing. So this stuff here is what I'm going to put all around the bottom portion here. And then I have the pressure treated 2x4 that I'm going to use for the foot over there and the foot over there. And of course, underneath it, we're going to put this flashing here. Cool thing about this flashing is I can build it up to equal that 1/4 inch little slope there. You can do it while going, you know, side to side. You can actually build up one side of a doorway, and once the door presses in and you liquid nail it down, then you're good to go. Everything's pressed down and it dries and it's good to go and it's sealed. So that's what we're going to do here because of that little 1/4 inch slope there. So we'll see how that works. You can actually layer this down and then cut strips of it and keep layering it and layering it and layering it until you get about a 1/4 inch. So that's what I'm going to do. And then once you set the door in and everything, it will be level and it should press down and seal nicely. But I'm not too worried about this. This is not a living space. So that's why I'm not going exactly the way a contractor would do it. So I don't want to hear anything about you should do this or you should do that or look into your county codes or blah, blah, blah. I don't need to. This is not a living space. This is just a garage that I'm putting a door in. So no need to go through any of that ridiculousness. I'm just keeping things very simple. And once we're done, it'll just look like it's part of this kind of countersunk in a little bit. Okay, here's what we got so far. We have things measured and framed up, you know, just kind of rough framed. And here's what we're doing for this down here. So we have the flashing and we're cutting strips of it and building it up. So we start with this big layer and then a small layer, a couple of layers of those, and then a couple of layers of these. And it builds it up here. I built this up almost about 1/4 inch now. So that levels it out perfectly. So now I'm going to do the other side. And the reason I didn't go all the way across, because I'm going to have to do it for the door also, is basically because I'm not going to be able to put the door in today. So I'm going to do it later. But I'm going to build the flashing around this also. So not a problem. I'll just overlap this. This is why I overlapped it. And everything will be smushed down and sealed in. So let's show you what's going on the next day. Today is Sunday now. The Ram TRX is done. Customer has picked it up. It is gone. But now I'm working on the door system here. And as you can see, garage door over here, hopefully being picked up today. If not, I don't know, I'm gonna have to store it in the back somewhere and wait for someone to pick it up. But here we have some of the basic framing already up. And I've measured very carefully, making sure that I have the proper opening here. So it's about 71.5 inches across and 80 inches tall. And that's going to be perfect for the large French door to fit right into. So yeah, it's going up really nicely. Now I know, again, I'm not focusing too much on the construction here. It already has a header up here. So for those who are saying, oh, you need a proper header down here. No, you don't. It's already up here. It's already part of the structure here, part of the door. So this is all I need to do. I just need to build it up to fit the door in. So everything is now tightly screwed into. I had long 4-inch screws into the header here. So this is actually tied into the header, and these are all nailed together now. And I am going to insulate it. I know I kind of overdid on the insulation, but that's all you can buy it in. I could have purchased foam, but whatever. I don't care. I'm going to need it for upstairs anyway. But so I'm going to insulate this, and then I might actually just use the rest of the plywood here and just use plywood inside here. That way I can either sheetrock right on top of it, because we have some weirdness going on here. Since I just built it in the frame, I didn't want to rip any of this out. I just built it within it, and I don't really care, you know, that it's not the proper way of doing it. It's fine. I'm even leaving these in here. I'm going to paint them. And I'm actually going to put a shelving system up here for extra storage. So that's why I left it up there, is because I'm going to build a nice heavy-duty shelf up there to store more products. So I'd rather leave those up there because they are nice and secure. So I'm going to build this out a little bit. I think I will probably just put the plywood here, cut it into the strips and kind of build it out. And if I need to sheetrock it, I may. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. And if I sheetrock it, it'll come out. I'll probably cut this metal here flush with this trim board that goes all around, and then everything will be flush, which is fine. I may even just paint it and just put trim around it and just make it look decent. But again, this is not a living space in here. This is just our detailing lounge. It will be heated and cooled, but everything is insulated here anyway. So yeah, this is working out perfectly. Very, very happy with this so far. I'm hoping to put the door in today. So what I'm doing here, as you'll probably see in the next couple of seconds, is I'm going to be building up the layers of flashing, probably using up that entire roll that I have here somewhere. It's over here somewhere. There it is. That entire roll of flashing. I think I have enough to build it up about 1/4 of an inch on the outside, and then just, you know, one strip in the inside. So you'll see how I do that. Again, it's not the perfect way of doing it. It's probably best to, you know, cut down a pressure treated board, like a nice little slivered triangle, to make up that space and shove it under there and everything, but I'm not worried about that. Again, not a lot of moisture goes in here. It's sloped down, water's not going in, all of that. So I don't really care that much. I just want things to be level. And you can see I wrapped the flashing all around the bottom, so everything is watertight in the bottom. Overkill, actually. I really didn't need to do that, but I did it anyway because I had the flashing. And I'll flash probably all around the door as well. Maybe not the top, because I don't think I need to do the top, but we'll see. All right, not too bad. Again, not a contractor, not a builder by any means, but these things are not too difficult to do. And of course, there are a few weird little hiccups along the way that I just kind of had to improvise. But again, this is perfect for what I need. The double doors are beautiful. I have a digital lock here that I put a code, and yeah, pretty awesome. Loving that. So still have to finish up around here. So I actually have some of the J channel that runs all along the doors here, all along the sides, and I actually have some extra siding as well from popping the door out on the other side of the garage. So we'll have enough here to finish it all and really make it look nice. It'll blend right in with all of the siding, and you will barely even notice that we replaced the garage door. It'll just look like it's part of it. So yeah, very, very happy with the outcome. Loving these double doors with the internal blinds as well. And as we look inside, it's still a big mess. Still lots of work to do in here, but this will be fun. When we get the cabinets in and the flooring, of course, we're going to have to take everything out of here, and we'll install the flooring first and then the cabinets, and we'll start putting everything in here. We still have to patch. I have to patch the ceiling up there, and oh, there's a big crack there, a big seam. I'm gonna have to dig that out and patch it. Now painting, interior painting and patching, that is definitely something I'm used to because we did it professionally for a number of years. So that I know how to do professionally. I know how to drywall. I know how to do drywall finishing and patching, repairing, painting, all of that stuff. That stuff I'm used to. So that will do. And you see here I have those light fixtures. I have one there and one over there. We're going to put little ceiling fans there. So that'll circulate the air in here because we actually have high ceilings, which is nice. And then I do have some ideas for this. Somebody had mentioned epoxying this. And now that somebody mentioned it, I already was looking into it. But now I really want to do it. I am going to do a black marble on here, painting it like that, and then epoxying, clear epoxy on top. So it will look like a marble countertop. I think that'll look amazing. And then I'm going to paint these, I think either just a dark gray or possibly all black too. Maybe just a dark gray, and redo these fixtures here as well. I want to replace the sink here, but I'm not sure if I will or not. I'll just clean it all up and scrub it, and I'll just replace the the faucet here. That I definitely will do because it's grungy. And then we will start painting walls, and we'll see how everything looks. I'm going to paint, of course, the doors will probably be all white. I'll probably just do all the trim in the doors white because these doors will be white, and all the trim around it will also be white. So you see I didn't do any of the insulation here or the drywall or anything, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just do drywall. That'll keep things simple. And I'll drywall this all up and then frame that or trim it, and then we'll see. I might just leave that actually. See how this sticks out like this? I'll just cut this and that'll be fine. I've been using some of my favorite tools, which are the chemo tools. I'm loving these. I just keep picking these up because I love them. So I have the oscillating tool here, which I'm in love with. I'm just amazed at what this tool can do. So I have some, hey, what are you doing in here? I do have a portion of plywood under here, so it was kind of beveled weird. So what I have to do is cut along the edge here and clean up that edge because the floors, of course, will go in there all the way up to there, and I'll probably put a little quarter round, you know, to go on the bottom and finish that up. But what I'll do with this is just cut all along here. I'll just buzz all this off. Yeah, this thing is awesome. And I also picked up the impact wrench and the little mod here to put any type of screwdriver tip into it. This thing is awesome. So loving the little torque wrench here as well. So I use that, of course, to torque things, you know, into the framing. I did use, of course, the nail gun as well. I have the big air gun here that I use, the big framing nailer, but this little guy is awesome. I'm loving this little tool too, this little piece here. This I bought separately, but it goes on to the 1/2-inch head here, and let's see, there it is. So this piece I bought separately, and you can exchange any type of little screw in there. So, yep, fits right onto the 1/2-inch head here. You can fit these on anything. So, loving this little setup as well. So I use like a lot of the chemo tools. Well, I can't do that with one hand. I use a lot of the chemo tools today. Of course, I have my other drills here, my little 12-volt drill, and then the 18 volts. It says 20, but I think it's actually 18 volts. And these little guys are tough. Great customer service as well. I had another one of these that actually died on me within, I don't know, maybe 2 months. And I reached out to them and they replaced it, no questions asked. So excellent customer service. Thank you, Chemo. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I know, not much of a weekend wash. We did wash one vehicle, it was a customer's vehicle, and did lay down some ceramic coating on it. That is ready to go now, and we'll see if we can do subsequent maintenance washes on it, and we'll show you how the coating is holding up. But this here, at least, is done for today. You'll see more of these videos. I will keep documenting, you know, the build. I'm not going to go through every little single thing. This is not like this old house or anything like that. This is just showing you some basic in and outs and what we're doing. The real fun part will be installing the floor and the cabinets and finishing touches in here, the painting. That will make a huge difference in here as well. So really looking forward to that. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great week.